It's the real estate show. We've come to sell Dior.
Am I still on? Selling Dominican Republic 24/7 down here. I'm with the broker Clayton Gush. He's the broker of VivaDominican.com. Welcome aboard. Yow! Okay, well, we are live in the office, and you know, it seems kind of strange that I haven't had a show with you yet. I've been doing a lot on my own and just highlighting properties and talking about real estate, but this is your gig. Well done, man.
This is our
It's
baby.
really coming together. And so maybe you can just start out. I know a lot of people know you. You're famous for running the everything groups on Facebook. How many of those groups do you have? Everything Hacienda, everything dining, everything film, everything photography.
If there's a town or an activity here, we have an everything, whatever. Dominican
how many groups?
Republic. Over 100, 120, I think.
Yeah, and just get up on
120.
Yeah, and how many members do you think are in all those groups, roughly?
50,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know, and one thing I like about you is when I'm out in a boat with you, like, you know everyone. You're like the mayor of Cabarete and Sosúa. Like, everyone knows. You can't go anywhere without. And everyone seems to be very responsive. They all come up and they're nice to you. That's nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just have the be nice rule, because why not? Right? Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the history, how long you've been here, how you came to be in Sosúa, why the office is in Cabarete, what the vision is for the company, and I'll just let you have at it. And we don't have a good picture of Dibs, but he is...
Oh. No, lift him up. That's Dibs.
With his hat on.
This is our mascot. We're working on his friendliness, but he's...
because we're live, and I usually show you a picture of the front door, but at any time, we might have to take an up, as they say in the retail business. So, you know, if we...
we're hoping.
If we have to go, we have to go. So, tell us a little bit about VivaDominican.com, Viva Real Estate, and how you got to where we're at now.
Okay. Well, we've been a brokerage officially for about 7 months now, and... we're here in 10 Ocean Dream Plaza in Cabarete. As I looked, it was pretty difficult to find a retail location. There was, a lot of them were taken up, and we really lucked out here. We're down, next to Gorditos and
Gorditos, the most popular
Yamasoto and Rebel's Gourmet, and
right.
Which is bad because we're
spoiled,
we're eating a lot here.
I love that deli at the end.
Yeah, and they'll bring bento boxes to the office. And
they deliver.
And
no problem. You got no money? We'll pay tomorrow.
That's just cool. Yeah.
I forgot my wallet. No problem. Pay Monday.
And we can eat in the air conditioning. Yeah, so we're a little spoiled down here. But we've tried to create a home feel to the office. We didn't want a bunch of cubicles, and we wanted a place where people could come in and chat with us about real estate.
And they've been walking in and off the street quite a lot, actually. You had an office meeting here the other day, and you got interrupted by 2 leads.
For sure, can't beat that. So the idea of the brokerage was, Viva means live or life, and it's that's it. It's about living in the Dominican Republic, and we wanted to build a brokerage that you really improves that user experience when you come down here, and we want to be experts in helping you find your life here, because that's, I think, people that are coming here are looking for that.
Yeah, and that's something that most people don't know when they land here is anyone can be a realtor, and finding the one that's you've got a ton of experience now on the island, and you've connected with good contractors and good lawyers and whatnot. But anyone can hang a shingle and be a realtor. It's kind of
For
like
sure,
the Wild
yeah.
West down here, and
Yeah.
I kind of like the lack of regulation
Me too,
because
actually. Yeah,
you do whatever you want.
Wild West is a perfect description of it. And yeah, in my background, I made dog leashes and tactical gear for a living.
You've built a number of companies
Yeah, that
outside of anything real estate related.
Yeah, I have that entrepreneurial sickness.
You were selling
yeah.
electric boats before electric boats were even cool.
My feet hit the ground in the morning. I'm starting a new company. I got to stop that. But,
and I don't. I won't say who I'm listening to right now because he's kind of controversial. But he says hang around with people that think about money. And 2 nights ago we had dinner at a friend of mine's place who's on the island for a couple months, and I noticed that he says, like, the guys I hang around with, maybe they're not millionaires, but everything they see is money related. They're like, okay, all right, you're eating in a restaurant. How could I make this restaurant better than And so as we sat around the salad bowl, and wow, that was a pretty good salad.
It was a good dinner. For sure.
I noticed that the side conversations, and I laid back a little bit and let the conversation flow. But for you and the host that put us up, it was all about like money, business, entrepreneurship,
Right.
opportunity. And like, so I appreciate that because there's not, even when we're together having lunch, all the conversations are, wow, how can we make that better? How can we make some money off that? How can we make our business better?
Right.
So I appreciate your business mind. And
Yeah. I'm not even sure it's even about money. I think it's
Service?
Creating. For me personally. I like to create things, and so the businesses I've gotten involved in all sort of revolve around wanting to build things. Be it a company, be it a product, be it a service, and kind of create something out of nothing. And yeah, that's right. I mean, I can't look at a business or a product or anything without thinking like, oh, what can I do to make that better? What can I, how can we make this work better than it does now? So it's that. I mean, sure, money is part of it too, because money makes the world go around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what were the other businesses? You mentioned the pet business, and we touched on you're from San Francisco. So what was the community there with all the inland marina?
Oh, Foster City,
Yeah.
and Redwood Shores. That's where like Oracle is, and it's kind of a California powerhouse of big companies and tech businesses.
And you have a vision for a Foster City in the DR on the North Coast that would probably work well. Like, what would that take? A significant investment.
I mean, I met the family that created Foster City in California. I mean, it's Foster City is 14 miles of inland waterway controlled by a lock, which goes to the San Francisco Bay. There's something about 750 waterfront houses in Foster City. So, and it was all not swampland, but it was like inland marsh before it became Foster City. We're talking early or late 60s, early 70s.
They actually made something out of useless land.
Yeah, pretty much. They took and brought in and bulldozed canals and built bulkheads around, then built the infrastructure around it, put houses on it. And I mean, today my mom's was then $70,000 house is probably $3 or $4 million.
Wow.
just because of that waterfront location. And and that happens here. You build a house on the beach, and all of us, I mean, I love the question. Hi, I've got $150,000 and I'm looking for a waterfront house, and it's like,
and then they take us to his $2.5 million place on the beach that he built of 12,000 square foot mansion. And
Right.
I walked in, and by that time he had trusted us enough to bring us back and know we're not going to, try and take him to the moon on prices. And I walk in, I'm like, 150 on the ocean, bro? Like, come on.
yeah, that was a good one. So I think there's an opportunity to kind of create something. I mean, there's definitely some future projects that I know a lot of the developers here have been talking about, and I think that would be something to look at. I mean, it's definitely doable here, where you take a set property and you basically increase the value by adding that waterway. And what Foster City does is it's controlled by a lock. And it's sail and electric only, so you don't have motorboats and jet skis running around, so it's peaceful. And that's where we got into the electric boat business from that, basically. And I think it would work here. And I think there's a couple projects that would really add to that whole DR tropical in the Caribbean experience.
Right. We've got some really exciting projects. Haciendas is like the low-hanging fruit for expats that are investing because the income's insane at $100 per night per bedroom, plus. So you get cleaning fees and exit fees and utilities and all that stuff on top of that that nightly rate, or that average daily rate of $100 per bedroom per night. So that one's been really easy for us because it's so, like, Haciendas has been around for 30 years. They've built 400 villas.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have, they've risen above any defects in construction that were badly planned or whatever in the older subdivisions decades ago. So they've made it through COVID. They made it through the '08 recession. So they're going to be around for a long time, so you don't have a fear putting a $25,000 deposit down to hold a lot.
I think a lot of people, you know, it's easy to look at something and say, oh, hey, well, what about this? And I heard from a guy and this and that.
Yeah, urban legend.
Yeah, urban legend things. And, you know, and some of it's founded in reality. But on the other side, all the building in this country is similar in terms of, you know, how it's built. And, you know, they've got such a machine going. I think you said 400 something built. I think there's 67 or 70 being built under construction right now, and then on top of that, another 120. You know, orders that are out there.
Yeah, they're actually they're looking for international or local contractors because they can't fill the orders. Like they need builders.
I'm not exactly sure of their numbers, but I mean, I think they've got 7 or 8 build teams, and you know, and that's a lot of houses to build. And so, so you know, so their production is backed up a bit, but it's coming. I mean, they're not a company that's going to take your money and bail and go buy a Ferrari and then you know, sorry, we forgot to build your house. That's not happening.
And the connections in Cointreau Beach, roughly, I mean, it's very close to the beach. It's not beachfront, but very close, a very short walk. You know, their square footage, their price per square foot is great. You can tell us a little bit about Connections.
Yeah,
that's going to be sold out the next
I
one.
love Connections. Yeah, it's in between Encuentro and Perla Marina. And or you know, centrally located between Sosúa and Cabarete.
And right outside of Coconuts there, I had lunch there for the first time at their steak sandwich.
Awesome.
It was wild, and
like
it was so big. I ate it for the whole day.
Crazy view, right?
Couldn't finish half of it at the beach.
Yeah,
and it's on the beach. Yeah.
I mean, if you want like a nice romantic place to go to have lunch, I mean, it's like your
solid service.
Solid service, solid food.
That's my first time down there. I took my friend down.
It's a good restaurant. I really like it.
Around a little bit.
And it's affordable too. I don't think it's expensive.
Yeah, the steak sandwich is 450 pesos, and I couldn't finish half of it when I was there, and the other half I ate for the rest of the day cold off my kitchen table at home.
Right. Yeah. I'm realizing there is a lot of good restaurants around here, and that's really that's part of the charm of this area. I mean, there's just there's a lot of people that have come to town that are restaurateurs, and they're you know, the DR gets 6.5 million visitors per annum. So, I mean, you know, there's a demand for tourism and hospitality and such. And so
I distracted you away from Connections.
Yeah, we were talking about houses.
My point was it's right in Hideaway Beach there, which is, you know, in the vicinity of the Coconuts restaurant, which is on the beach, which is right in front of Connections.
Easily a 10-minute walk to the beach from the place.
And you can get into Connections, what, at $230,000 to start?
It's $229,900 is a 2-bedroom.
Two-bedroom.
They've sold 50%. They've got 11 buildings going up, and it's 50% sold out as of now. All the villas, which there was just 29, are completely sold.
Right.
I sold one early there. I think it's like number 4 or something. And by the time I brought another client around to buy a villa there, they had sold out. It just went boom, boom. And I knew that because you got a Hacienda house, which where else in the world are you going to get a 2-bedroom house or villa, you know, in the low 200s? Not too many places around. I mean,
that close to the beach as well.
That close to the beach.
With all the amenities, they're going to have a gym and a variety
like
store.
A snack bar,
and
like a little mini store. And there's several restaurants around there. You know, there's Coconuts, as you mentioned. There's also Encuentro Surf Lodge. There's Pura Vida down by the beach, a couple coffee shops. And, you know, I think at Quinto is kind of the new Soho, or in San Francisco would be the South of Market area. It's kind of this up and it was sort of on the skids, but now it's the nice place, and it's gonna be a very desirable place in the near future. It is now, actually.
Richard on LinkedIn, thanks for commenting. LinkedIn took me 3 years to be able to broadcast live to, so I appreciate the comment. Thank you. We need to hook up. Maybe I'll have you on the show, Richard. And hello to Twitch, to Twitter, to Facebook, to YouTube, on all the channels, Buying Dominican Republic and whatnot.
Hello. Good morning.
Right, maybe it's time to take it up.
Yeah.
We can finish this conversation. We got
Okay.
a 12 o'clock anyways to move to. So there's a quick 15-minute hitter, quick hitter with Clayton Gush. How do they get a hold of you, Clayton?
Viva Dominican Dibs growling. Sorry. Yeah, we're working on his friendliness. Listen, you're not going to be a good office dog if you keep this up. VivaDominican.com is where you can start, and all the phone numbers and everything are there. Or just come down to Ocean Dream Plaza. It's 10 Ocean Dream Plaza next to Gorditos. And we are here most days, and even on the weekends. And
early in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. Mostly you're
my daughter works here in Cab, so she works 6 days a week. So I'm like early bird.
7 to 7, 8 to 8 type of guy in the office.
Yeah, you might even catch me here at 10 o'clock. I
roll in around 10 a.m. on the regular. All right,
good.
Clayton, thanks for your time.
Thank
man.
you. Yeah.
Go take it up.
We'll see you guys soon.
Peace
All
out
right,
to
bye-bye.
everyone else. Ciao.